So a couple weeks ago, I did a review on FLOLAB's ONETIME Pro screen protector. And in that video, I showed you that the screen protector actually did have a rainbow effect when on their website, it showed that it shouldn't have. Well, in between the time I ordered the screen protector and actually received it, FLOLAB actually updated their screen protector to include the Polar Spectra, so it won't have that rainbow effect. And they also updated their website, which I did not realize when I did the review. So the screen protector that I was using in the other video did not have the Polar Spectra. Both the screen protector boxes look almost the same, except the one I was using does not show it has Polar Spectra, and the new updated one does. FLOLAB actually saw the video, reached out to me, explained what happened, and now we're doing a totally new review with all three of their brand new screen protectors. One that actually does have the Polar Spectra, so you won't get that rainbow effect when you're using polarized sunglasses. We also have their privacy screen protector, and we also have their anti-glare screen protector, which is a totally matte screen protector. We're going to redo all the tests. We're going to do a drop test. We're going to do a scratch test. We're going to do a fit test. And we're going to see whether or not the screen protector has that rainbow effect with polarized sunglasses. And if you guys want to pick any of these screen protectors up yourself, I will be putting links in the video description. So the first screen protector we're going to be testing is the ONETIME Pro Nano Armor 5 with the Polar Spectra. So if you're using the screen protector, you won't have any rainbow effect with polarized sunglasses, but we're going to test that out. So here we have our screen protector, and we also have our installation packets. FLOLAB is actually going to be including a polarized film so you can test out that rainbow effect for yourself on the screen protector. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to clean off your screen really well, then dry it off. Then take your dust sticker. We're going to peel off one of the sides, place this down over your phone, and then just kind of push out the other side just like that. Now we're going to get our screen protector ready and make sure that the portion that has the little arrow pointing up towards the top goes towards the camera on your phone, and make sure that this little tab here is underneath the guide, just like this. We're just going to place this over the top of our phone. So remove the dust sticker, then take your screen protector and place it over the top of your phone, just like this. Then hold on to the sides of the guide, don't push down on the top, and we're going to pull out this little tab at the bottom here. And then press and slide down the middle just like this. Wait 20 seconds, then we're going to lift up on the guide, kind of press down in the middle just to get it started, and then just lift up on the rest of the guide. Now we do have a couple bubbles in the middle here, and I'll use the squeegee to try to get those out. So I was able to get those bubbles out. Looks really nice. Don't see any other bubbles. And this also does have a black border all the way around the screen, and it is full coverage. So it does cover your selfie camera, but we will be testing that out as well. As far as touch goes, nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. Let's test out our Face ID. Face ID working perfectly fine, and as you can see, the screen is crystal clear. Touch working fine as well. Let's check out our camera. Camera looks good, nice and clean. Don't see any issues there. Now as far as fingerprints, it does pick up some fingerprints on the screen, but you can very easily just wipe those away with minimal effort. Now let's take a look at the anti-rainbow effect. So here is my polar lens. I'm going to put it over the screen. And as you can see, we don't see any color shifting, and that's what we're looking for. And that's what we didn't see in my last video. So this screen protector actually does a really good job at not producing any rainbow effects when you're using polarized sunglasses. Now to show you that the FLOLAB actually is doing its job with the Polar Spectra, here I have another tempered glass screen protector that is not made by FLOLAB, and if we look at it through the polar lens, you can see that the FLOLAB is crystal clear, whereas the other screen protector has that rainbow effect when looking through polarized lenses. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have the FLOLAB. So now let's see how case friendly the screen protector is. Put it into our case here. And it does look like there is a slight gap on the top and on the bottom of the screen. FLOLAB also assured me that they tested out their screen protector with a ton of different cases, and the only case that it really didn't work with was the OtterBox Defender XT case. So the screen protector should be case friendly with most cases. And then let me show you what the difference is between the anti-glare properties and the other screen protector that doesn't have anti-glare. So I want to show you how well the anti-glare works on the FLOLAB screen protector versus the other. On the right, we have the FLOLAB, and on the left, we have the other tempered glass screen protector. So already you can see my reflection in the other tempered glass screen protector very easily. So when you're looking at your screen and your applications, it's going to be a lot harder to see what's on the screen. Versus the FLOLAB on the right here, you can see that it definitely does dull down that reflection, and it makes it a lot easier for you to see what you're looking at on your screen. So far everything's looking great with the screen protector. Now let's move on to the drop and the scratch tests. So we're going to be dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So again, here we go at 2 feet. Here we go at 3 feet. 3 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 3-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So typically tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. Alright, so let's take a closer look. You can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and a little deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. Installation for the screen protector was really easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It also works really well at eliminating that rainbow effect when using polarized sunglasses. Drop protection wasn't that great at only a 3-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So now let's move on to the FLOLAB Privacy Tempered Glass Screen Protector. The privacy screen is ultra clear, it's got scratch protection, it's smudge resistant, it also shows true colors, and it's got that 2-way privacy screen. So here's our one screen protector and our installation packet. And just so you know, the privacy screen also does have pretty much all the same properties as the clear screen protector except for that polar spectra. So it does look like we have one bubble on the screen, and I'll just simply very carefully lift the screen up to remove that bubble. So that installation went pretty well. There are no other bubbles on the screen. It is also a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your sensors, but it's got a little cutout for your selfie camera. As far as touch goes, it's nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. Let's test out our Face ID. Face ID working perfectly fine. Now, one thing with privacy screens, not just the ones made by FLOLAB, but every privacy screen, is that it does dull the screen a little bit, so you might have to turn up your brightness a little bit to compensate. But as you can see, it is crystal clear. Touch working perfectly fine. Let's test out our fingerprints. It does pick up some smudges, but again, you can very easily just wipe those away with minimal effort. So now let's test out our camera. Camera looks nice and clear. Don't see any issues there. And it doesn't look like any of the borders of the screen protector cover any of the phone either. Now let's test out the privacy screen. As you can see, when you turn it to the left and to the right, the screen totally disappears unless you're looking at it directly on. So now let's see what it looks like when you're looking at the screen through polarized sunglasses. So as you can see, the screen does have a rainbow effect, and if this bothers you, you're definitely going to want to get the ONETIME Pro screen protector that has the polar spectra properties. So now let's try it inside one of our cases. And it does look like it is case friendly. It's got a little gap on the top and on the bottom. There is no lifting on the screen, and it comes pretty much right up to the edge of the screen protector itself. So the screen protector should be case friendly with most cases. So everything's looking good so far. Now let's move on to the drop and the scratch test. All right, so here we go at 2 feet. Here we go 3 feet. It's like 3 feet did it. All right, so again, this screen protector lasted up until a 3-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So again, we're gonna start off with a number 5. Then we're gonna move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. Again, there are slight at a number 6 and a little deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance is pretty much standard for tempered glass. Installation for the screen protector was pretty easy. It also should be case friendly with most cases. The privacy feature seems to work pretty well. The drop test wasn't that great, again at only 3 feet, and scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. And then finally, we're going to look at the FLOLAB ONETIME Pro anti-glare glass. This glass is totally matte. It's got antimicrobial protection, smudge resistance, it's ultra clear, and it's got scratch protection. Here we have our one screen protector and our installation packet. So we do have quite a bit of bubbles on the screen, so I'm going to use a squeegee that was included to get those bubbles out. So the squeegee did a really good job at getting those bubbles out. As you can see, it looks like a flawless installation, no other bubbles, no lifting. Now, even though it covers your sensors and your selfie camera at the top here, it does have a little piece where there's no anti-glare over the sensors and the camera. As far as the touch goes, I think this is the smoothest screen protector out of all of the 3. Super smooth, maybe even smoother than the glass that's on the phone, which is really nice. Now, as far as fingerprints goes, it shows a little bit of smudging, but not nearly as much as a regular clear tempered glass screen protector would, and they wipe away very easily. Now let's test out our Face ID. Face ID working perfectly fine, and as you can see, the screen is crystal clear. Touch working perfectly fine, and as you can see the screen just as good as you can on a regular clear screen protector. Now let me show you the difference between a non-anti-glare screen and the FLOLAB anti-glare. If we were to look at our studio lights, you can see that it definitely does dull those lights down quite a bit. And if we look at the clear screen protector, you can see those really clear. So it's definitely going to keep the glare down much better on the FLOLAB. Now let's test out our camera. Looks nice and clear, no issues there. Then let's put it in our case. And I don't see any lifting, no bubbles. It looks like it comes right up to the edge of the case itself, so it should be case friendly with most cases. Now let's take a look at the screen and see what it would look like if you were to look at it through polarized sunglasses. So as you can see, there is a slight rainbow effect. It's not horrible at all, but it is there very slightly. So everything's looking great again so far. Now let's move on to the drop and the scratch test. All right, so here we go at 2 feet. Here we go at 3 feet. Here we go at 4 feet. 4 feet. So this screen protector did slightly better on the drop test at a 4-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So again, we're going to start off with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So now let's take a closer look. And we can see there are scratches at the number 5, number 6, and deeper at the number 7. So now, because there are scratches at the number 5, let's move on to a number 4. So here we have our number 4. And if we take a closer look, we can still see minor scratches at the number 4. So scratch resistance is definitely not as good as regular tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was pretty easy. It also does seem to be case friendly with most cases. The anti-glare does seem to do a pretty good job, and it lasted up until a 4-foot drop. Now when it comes to scratch resistance, it definitely seems like the matte screen protector doesn't do as good of a job as the other 2 FLOLAB screen protectors, but regardless, it will still keep your phone screen free from scratches. So that was all 3 ONETIME Pro Nano Armor 5 screen protectors by FLOLAB. Again, if you guys want to pick any of these up yourself, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Regardless of the drop in the scratch protection, I absolutely love the matte glass because it's super smooth and it keeps those fingerprints down to a minimum. Which one of these screen protectors were your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.